Welcome to the panel, everyone. Now, let me ask Shailendra to take over the conversation from here.
Okay, thank you, Priyank. Thank you so much for introducing, and thanks ANI and introducing us, all of us, to and have me in the panel. Okay, and thank you so much for providing me the opportunity to be host this wonderful panel. My name is Shailendra Chaudhary, and now I'm associated with the Techno Derivation as a business manager, and I work here as a I prepare business strategies. I prepare plans for to get more sales and all these things. Okay, and make decision with the customers and business and take it mind on all these things. Maintain product backlogs, manage agile methodology, and plan experience and all these things. I also completed my CSV certification last year, and now I would like to introduce Mr. Lalit here, and who will introduce yourself as well, himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Lalit Sharma. I represent Decipher Zone Technologies Limited as a CEO and Managing Director. We primarily work on Java, Angular, React, Node, and Vue.js under corporate tie-ups with multiple startups. That is, in other words, you can say that we are supporting them with software development and everything. And we have been working, we are in this industry since last 7 years, and we are a small team, and gradually we are increasing our team day by day. This is me. Thank you.
Thank you, Lalit. Thank you. Now I would like to request Sonal to please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing safe and being healthy. And I'm Sonal Upadhyay, and belong to a wonderful organization, Pratham Software. Overall, I possess more than 20 years of experience and have been mostly in healthcare and software industry. So both the industries are quite different, healthcare and software. One thing which is common is people. So I think HR people can handle all the industries. This is one thing. I belong to Jaipur. I think this is a beauty one can, settle and again explore a lot of things and achieve their professional goals also. Jaipur is also being a hub right now. So I'm here. I think it's a great learning opportunity which ANI is given. So would like to congratulate ANI for its learning initiatives, and great to be here, and thanks to have such an opportunity. So here, I think we will have a wonderful time together with the so good panelists.
Sure, Sonal, sure. Thank you so much. Thanks for your introduction. Now I would like to introduce Sonika here. Sonika Talwar, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. And thanks for sparing your time on, on weekend and attending this event. Thanks to ANI for giving us this opportunity wherein we can share knowledge, we can actually speak about our ideas. So if I talk about myself, I am a MBA graduate and I have done my HR analytics from IIM Rohtak, wherein I understand that, people are the heart and soul of any organization. I am pursuing my NLP certification as well to understand it more from the neuro-linguistic parts as well. More than 15 plus years of experience I have worked into HR. It is the entire HR part that I have taken care of, starting from it is not only one operational part that has been taken care. The entire gamut has been addressed to. Right now, I'm working with the CMMI Level 3 organization, that is DotSquares Technologies. This is in Jaipur. Though this is this is an organization which is having offices worldwide. As of now, I'm operating from Jaipur. And as I said that, people are the heart and soul of the organization. And we cannot tell them that these are the resources. So basically, I would love to call myself as a people manager rather than calling a human resource manager. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonika. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce Vikram here. Please, Vikram, introduce yourself.
Good morning, guys. This is Vikram. Thanks, ANI, for inviting me as a panelist here in the discussion with among the senior HRs, of course. So myself, Vikram, working with Login Radius, one of the promising startup. It comes in the top 30 list of the Canada startup. The founders are from Jaipur itself, and I am carrying around 11 plus years of experience career from the development and now into the development manager role. I have worked with many like Capgemini, TCS, Sopra Steria, and I am carrying all together experience from the multiple domains, primarily from the and the insurance, and now into the CIM domain I am into. And currently I am working within the capacity of development manager in Login Radius. I'm looking forward this wonderful panel discussion. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Vikram, and thanks all of you to introduce yourself. And it was lovely panel that we have, very experienced and I'll say very versatile. Okay, because everybody has a different opinion, everybody has their own profile. Thank you so much being here. So let's start our topics and discussion here. So our topic is here how HR strategies are aligning organizations to agility. Okay, so when we listen and when we talk about the agile or agility, we only think that okay, a product owner, a scrum master, development team, but the HR is also have a very important role here. So here we came out to introduce and discuss all these things, and it is very necessary here. So I would like to start with one line here that if software has eaten the world, then agile has eaten the software world. Okay, so HR function traditionally has been geared to create the implement HR policies aimed at the smooth functioning of the businesses with a long-term perspective. Okay, and as a result, all the activities around HR administration, training, recruitment, and other employee life cycle are mostly designed for steady state businesses. With the onset of the digital era and the business dynamics resulting in the need of for agility and quick adoption, the HR function has redefined its functioning and orientation to the business needs. Also, it has adopted the word agility very smoothly. Our today's discussion will give more focus on it. And I'll say the bottom line is HR agility is the capability of the HR function to respond more quickly and effectively to changing employee expectation, workplace disruption, and business requirements. So let's come to our first question here. Okay. So our first question is here. How do you define organization agility from HR domain's perspective? So I would like to ask Sonal on this, how he thinks about it and what his views over it. Over to you, Sonal.
Yeah, thanks, Shailendra. So let me start agility is no longer a new concept. On the contrary, I would like to say that it's a global best practice right now that is transforming workplaces around the world. So now as the HR function, it is not traditionally designed to directly bring that kind of direct value to the customer. And in fact, HR is often being criticized for its inability to take swift actions and which can lead to sometimes frustration within the employees within the workflow. And as a result, it is imperative for organizations to encourage and enable HR to be more attentive and responsive towards the changing technologies, the changing business environments, the requirements, and to stay competitive and how to attract top talent. So if you defined, traditionally agility is defined as the ability to move quickly, easily, very responsive. However, in the context of HR, it is in fact the ability to adapt and evolve. People and business, people and you can say processes in pace of that kind of accelerating and unpredictable changes. We can say unpredictable. Now you have seen that last 10 months have been, so much dynamic, and we are talking about the new normal, new ways of working. So in that way, how the HR quickly adapt to those changes, quickly move with the strategies, the decisions, the implementation, and not going towards, the traditional making of policies, processes, being very stringent to that, but being more flexible, right? And that is how we can support the individual, strategic, and organization agility, in fact. So this is the one view which I would like to give right now. So maybe some more panelists can add to the discussion.
And thank you, Sonal, for your views that you put it out on this topic. Okay, and you rightly said that the flexibility is the part that something where the HR is very flexible now these times due to the COVID regions and all these things. Okay, and it will giving a lot of opportunity to the employees and all the staff of the companies. So I would like to ask Sonika's views on this topic as well. Over to you, Sonika.
As I actually, I can very well connect with what Sonal said, because when we define agility, agility is something that, it has its own, in the technical terms, probably there are more technical people sitting here who can give a very good definition of it. But when we talk it in terms of HR, when I connect it with HR, when I take the characteristics, what agility means, it is like adapting new things, evolving, as Sonal rightly said. Then if we say, continuous improvement, which is continuous testing, is again a part of agile methodology. So when we talk about it, I think these all are being adapted by HRs, it is not only in terms of adaptability in one particular sphere, I say from starting till end, be it in the joining, you can say, or as the formulation of policies which are more flexible now. Probably the L&D, the learning and development part, it is no more classroom is required. No more, we do not need all those setups wherein we can go and evaluate and, having, though I understand that social capital again is very important, but since in the recent times, as since even we have seen from last 7-8 months, 10 months, nobody was prepared. And even business owners, they were very much scared that, how the entire organization is actually going to run from home. But again, everybody has adapted it so nicely. People were not having broadband connections. People were not probably having the power backups. But now everybody has adapted it so well. So I can say that, it has, and continuous improvement in policies and continuous improvement in employee experiences. I think this is all which HR has adapted, and this is the way we are actually moving. So this is what I have to say, that, becoming from HR perspective, what exactly agility is.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sonika, for your views on this particular topic and explaining all these things in very details. And now everyone can understand like how they are, what exactly HR views in on these particular topics, and they can do the things accordingly. Okay. Also, I would like to say, audience, if they want to ask something, then they can put their answer on the comments, and we can put up it end of this conversation. Okay. So now I would like to ask our next question to our panelists. Okay, what key challenges are seen in your projects to be addressed by HR side, or the processes strategies? On this topic, I would like to ask. I would like to know the Vikram's view. What exactly he want to focus on it, and what he want to exactly say.
So, first of all, I would say thanks, Sonika and Sonal, to give quite a vast dimensions to the discussions. As Sonika clearly said, it's no more HR, it's the people management, right? So altogether, we are dealing with the human beings. We are not dealing with the people, or we are not dealing with the machines. So this is primarily a very much responsibility of the HR and the operations to understand the persona, right? Like we are dealing continuously with the multiple human types, different kinds of nature we are dealing with as an HR professionals. So it's very much important for the departments who are working closely with the HRs and the operations to bring more about the business agility, first of all, when we are talking about the organizational agility, it starts from the HR and operations. Like HR operations are always the backbone of any of the company. The development teams, the project teams are very much focused about the deliveries, but to enable them, to give them an environment where they can work freely is what the responsibility of the HRs. So that's what I understand, that to bring the business agility in action, we need HR and the operations to be quite agile. And thanks to this pandemic, where now people, the employees of the companies, even HR itself has evolved themselves a lot. There used to be a rigidness, a stagnancy in the processes of the HRs, and they used to be called as the dictators. But this is not anymore the situation, right? The HRs are now have evolved a lot. See, they are quite focused, evolving their policies with this COVID situations. We have came across multiple challenges where team were struggling with the broadband connections, team were struggling with their health issues. So HR operations has came up, and they have aligned so many trainings to the employees how to work under such situations. How do we keep calm in this particular era where everyone is struggling with something or something around, right? So this is what I understand from that perspective, Shailendra.
Yeah, thanks, Vikram. Thanks for your views on this particular topic. And you rightly said that HR really helps up employees, and how the things has been changed. They really flexible, and they really help to us, like how we can be more productive, how we can work in very such a good environment, how can we do a lot of things, and we can manage our times as well. So now I would like to ask Lalit views on this topic as well, what he actually think and what he want to focus.
Thank you so much, Shailendra, for giving me an opportunity to speak here. And everybody has very rightly said, Vikram, you are very right on your points, Sonika, Sonal, everyone. Like as these times are changing, everything is, everybody, every role in every aspect is modifying. Everybody is being cross-functional nowadays. If we see the traditional things that we used to do, or the traditional aspect of agility or HR or any operations or anything in an organization is being changed now. So if we talk about the challenges, the key challenges that are in projects and everything, there are a lot of things in terms of people. There, once it comes to employees or anyone, it is that low motivation, or less involvement, or less satisfaction in terms of work or everything. So these are the challenges that we face in terms of HR aspect to a particular in a particular organization, and these has to be very much very finely. This has to be addressed by complete team. It's ownership of complete organization that to be in such to modify or to get the things in place. And the very much as this era is changing, and the things are changing, the teams have to be cross-functional. This is what I believe. A person who is working in a particular domain has to have or should build things or skills in himself or herself to work in other domains as well. Once we have this cross functionality or cross functional abilities in the person, that is what has to be there in current area, because everybody there are things that once people are very much satisfied financially, they have or in terms of work, but they still plan to go outside the organization just because they do not feel challenging or anything. So I think making people cross-functional will make them feel challenging, and their learning will never stop. So this is how the things should change, and this is what the challenge is right now. Once we are not in contact, like not in touch with our people, we have to work remotely and everything. So such cases are, I think that these are the key challenges that we face in any project or anything.
Thank you so much, Lalit. Thanks for your all views that you have put it on this particular thing. And also, I would like to say that today's HR function has a new set of challenges. I would say a mandate to drive that talent agenda and help attract the best in the market, the need to drive alignment, culture, and global performance, the opportunity to better leverage technology, and the need to support and build a deep leadership pipeline around the world. Okay, so my next question is also for now. I would like to ask Sonal views on this particular question. What changes do you see in HR strategy to shape organization to be more agile? Sonika, over to you.
See, first of all, Shailendra, I would say that bringing this agility into HR function should be a leadership prerogative, one that empowers HR to become an important cog in the organizational mechanism. See, means HR, I think the HR people, they are ready to explore more, to be more nimble, to be more fast, to be more responsive. But when it comes from the leadership, from the business owner, then only it can happen. So this is one pain area, I think, which HR professionals are going through, and I hope that Sonika will agree to this, because we all see that the changes in the marketplace, not only this pandemic has brought a lot of changes, but I think overall the environment, we are having the Z generation with coming of lot of aspirations. They are moving fast. So those kind of changes are definitely required. So one thing is that, which I have already said, that it should be a leadership prerogative. Another thing that now HR people have to have a different mindset. So the ability to quickly and easily identify issues and proactively. It's not that the things are happening and now we are deciding. So proactively we have to decide on these things. And the ability to decrease the time taken to develop those strategies, those processes, and then implement them. And very important is communication and collaboration. So HR should be able to, develop that kind of communication throughout the organization, which empowers all the people to share their ideas. See, people are creative. You can get a lot of ideas when you talk to people, and accordingly develop that kind of strategies. So that communication not only brings in, a lot of ideas, but engages people a lot. So it is very important to collaborate and communicate within the organization. It should not be that okay, you are having something to develop a process and policy and you are doing it in isolation. Include people. Inclusion is very, very important when we talk about HR strategies to be developed. And then it will be taken that greatly by the people also, right? And they feel a part of those decisions. So this is how we also do in our organization. The people are very much, included in the decision making, even their thoughts and what are they thinking about it. It is very well taken. Means the annual satisfaction survey is no longer, not applicable. You should have quick polls. If you are having some specific problem, why not to have a quick poll, right? So those kind of things should be brought in. Digitization, people are looking for some kind of data also, that okay, because HR sometimes earlier what was happening, HR was doing a lot of stuff, lot of things, but that kind of data and what are the facts and figures, which was not there. But I think now HR is bringing that kind of analytics, digitization. So that is very important to have it. We cannot run through that traditional approach. So incorporating analytics, design thinking to predict and design the target programs with the highest probability of being successful is what is needed. So when it comes to designing any strategy and when it comes to people, you have to be very responsive. So with this pandemic, I think we all are learning a lot. I think in last few months, we have changed our all the policies, more than 50% of policies have been changed very frequently. So this is how we have to be very much flexible, taking the inputs, checking the pulse of the people, and accordingly acting without any wasting of time. So for an example, we have created a policy on COVID leaves, special leaves for COVID. When we started it, we were not having that much of idea about COVID. Even the doctors were not having at that time the ideas. So we designed the policy, but gradually for first 2-3 months it was okay. But then the cases were coming in, and then every month there was needed to make some change in the policy. So we should be that flexible that we should not wait for things to happen, but moving ahead with that, checking the pulse and acting very, very quickly on whatever policies, processes to enhance the communication. Engagement at all levels is very, very necessary when we are working remotely. It is very necessary. It is not the activities and fun element only. People should feel them that, okay, this is my organization, this is my team, and the belongingness is very, very much important. So HR is something, I think it goes beyond. They work, they have to use their heart and emotions also to deal with it. Because right now the time is going on, which is full of, people are suffering. They're suffering not only if they are not well, but even if their family is suffering somewhere. So being empathetic, being responsive. So I think I've talked a lot. I'm not sure how much I'm able to address the question you have asked, Shailendra. Shailendra, you are on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, sorry. So I'm saying you really touched all these points in very depth actually, and you have addressed all the question in detailed manner. I will say, okay, you have covered a lot of things. You have covered like how the policy has been changed, how the people is collaborating, how HR is collaborating, how the people are inclusive. Time management is the crucial part in this time where we have to manage the time. We are working from starting to 7 a.m. to till 9 p.m. even 12 p.m. So this is something that is very important part from the HR side, so that they can understand what exactly our employees doing, can manage all these things. Okay. So I think that Lalit wants to say something that particular time. So I want to ask from his views on this particular thing.
Yeah, very rightly said by Sonal, and totally agree with whatever your views in it. And there, I would like to add just one more thing to it, that as this virtual things are coming up very much, and we are working totally, everybody is working virtually. The newcomers to your organization has to feel that touch, and that responsibility also had come over the head of HR and everyone, that. The new people coming into the organization should be, the feeling that they are working and they are connected to the organization. So that connection has to be maintained, and that is these strategies, the current scenario, we are learning that as well, along with the remote working. These things are also important because once you are there in office in a particular premises, you can give that feel of working to any person, that yes, we are all together, we are working like that, because you are always very lenient to people, right? So you can give them once they are around you, once you are around them, and those premises thing. But now as the arena, these scenarios changed, everybody is working from home, so everybody is very far. So this thing also is a challenging thing for HR, and the strategies has to be changed, and they are getting changed day by day. So this is one more thing, like being lenient, empathy, offering your employees an opportunity to work on different technology tools, giving them a feel of that, yes, we are there with you every time. So that these studies also, I think, are being implemented right now from in different aspects of HR.
And I was saying that this is that nowadays the HR is really thinking on daily basis that what the policy I should change and what I have to do so that my employees can do the best to best, okay, and I can get more productiveness and all these things. Okay, so now I would like to hear the Sonika's views on this thing, like what we want to put it into this thing actually.
Thank you, Shailendra. I think that, Lalit and Sonal, they have already almost touched all the points. Yes, as far the strategies are concerned, I would say that, now earlier it was uh, boundary. There was a boundary, but now there are no boundaries, right? So people are coming from different, cultures. People are coming from different locations. So being a part of that organization, earlier there were boundaries, and there were few things wherein people were a bit reluctant and people were a bit stringent that they do not want to change. But with this, as I said, that in this pandemic we have learned a lot. And as we already said that being empathetic with our employees, the sense of belongingness, though we do not have that social capital. We cannot see each other on daily basis, though there are virtual meetings. And probably the sense, and yes, I can say that new people who are coming to the organization, they will not feel it internally unless or until for them this is just a routine work. But it becomes HR's responsibility to make them feel that they belong to this organization. And with this, the lot of responsibility comes on HR for creating that environment, creating that culture, and creating that bonding between the managers and the people. Because for them, this is, as I already said, that I do not consider them as resources. I consider as people who are having a lot of emotions. They are having their own temperaments and all. So as far the strategies are concerned, we are actually trying to make it in that way wherein even they should feel connected. They should feel connected to the organization as well, to their managers, to the work and everything. It is not just a 10 to 6 job that they are doing, but it is when they are giving their time, they're giving their energy, a lot of emotion, even that is they are actually putting into it. Because probably they might be having some important work which they are actually not doing, just keeping the interest of organization in mind. So probably being a HR, and as far Lalit, since Lalit is an entrepreneur, so as a business owner, and we being a business partner, we really have to understand it, that it should be in interest of everyone, for an employee as well, from business point of view as well, and it should be in interest of everyone.
Yeah, Vikram, carry on. You can share your thoughts.
Yeah. So first of all, thanks all of you to read my mind, because the things which I was thinking to talk, you already covered everything. And another part is really very good. Whenever you are last during the speaker, being the speaker, you get all the points from all of you. So I can summarize this question in some of the pointers. Every one of you have correctly said. First of all, in my opinion, one of the important part which HR should be thinking about the retrospectives. As we said, the agility is all about being transparent, inspect, and the adapt. So that the opportunity to inspect themselves is the retrospectives, right? The retrospective should not be just in the silo or within your HR teams. As Sonika and Sonal correctly said, HR operational team and the HR team should communicate with the operation manager as well, the business owners, right? So that they can actually understand where their team are struggling. They can read their mind by talking that what policies we should make to enable the team members to work effectively. First of all, right? And the second thing is very much important to talk about is do the communication with the highest quality of the transparency. So basically, what does that mean is, of course, we cannot be transparent 100% with everyone. There have to be certain compliances, right? We need to follow the compliances as well. But the transparency is one of the very much important factor whenever we do communicate. So to summarize all these things, do the HR retros is one of the very important thing where we can talk about, or we can do the implementation. And do communicate with the operation managers and the people. So let me give you an example. In my company, and I really appreciate the HR professionals of the Login Radius, none of the individual had any experience working from home, and all of a sudden we have to work from home, right? Even the HRs were not aware that how to do work from home. So what did they do actually? They try to connect with the people, with the management who have joined recently and from the organizations. They try to understand that what sort of policies their companies had to implement the work from home. So they communicate and they bring up a very wonderful setup for everybody to work from home effectively, right? And then there were certain challenges they had about the needs. Sonal correctly said, right? They have to make certain changes in all the policies. But at the same time, I am completely agreeing with the HR as well. Policies, making the policies or changing the process is not a single day job, right? We cannot do every time. It takes time. So while working on the policies or changing the policies, it's very much important to collect the data points. So to collect the data points, I mean to collect where are the challenges actually. You can have your own challenge and individual can have their own challenges, right? So challenges also differs individual to individual. So we need to collect the data points while bringing the changing in the policies. So these are the few important aspects which you guys have already shared something around these points. But to summarize these, one point is to collect the data points, to do the HR retros, not in silos, but with the project delivery heads, with the learning heads. They have to talk about what are the learning things we need to give to the team members. It's not like, okay, you just communicate in between. We need to have some psychological sessions in the team. Do we really need it? So we need to collect the data points. So the two points to summarize again, HR retros and the collection of the data points are very much important while working with the HR strategies towards the agility.
So I have a wonderful question as you see on the chat. We can take it the question from here. So how to create open culture and it is more challenging when organizational stays with legacy, right? So large and legendary and old organization have always a challenge. That's the question about. So how do you create anyone wants to pick it? You want to pick it? Sonika or Sonal?
Yeah, so one thing which I've already shared, that it is a leadership prerogative. They have to empower their HR so that they actually, the legacy is not there then, right? They can come up with their more creative ideas, and legacy is nothing but, it's a thought. It's a thought process. That, okay, these policies are coming in. How can we change? So somewhere the barriers have to be actually abolished, you can say. So the barriers should not be there. We should be open to change. We should be open to change, and certainly we need to discuss a lot. These forums are really helpful to see what the best is happening in the industry and come up with those changes. So it is only a thought process which needs to be changed from top to bottom. It should
Give
always
me a
top to
litmus
bottom.
test. I'm very interested in hearing more from you leaders coming from different companies, Sonika, Lalit, and Sonal. Give me a simple sentence. How do you
It is
message?
all about communicating. As Sonal said, this is a thought process. I say that, when it is a thought and it needs to be communicated in that way that it should look logical as well. Because, we have our own perspective and business owners have their own perspective. We see it from people's point of view, they see it from business point of view. So matching to one level and then creating it, this is something that needs to be done. So everybody has to be on the same page, be it a business owner, be it a business leader, be it the business partner. And yes, when we talk about inclusion, yes, even the employees and the people who are actually associated with us, everybody should be at same page to change it. I mean, embracing change is not easy. Not everyone is actually ready. If at one point of time, and sometimes we really have to impose it. So it should not be imposed. It should not be into imposing thing. It should be that everybody is embracing change and everybody is working together to actually move into one direction wherein the goal is common. That is into the interest of the organization.
So
And the
I would like
complete
to add on with an
transparency
example.
from both the points, a complete transparency from the end of people who are working and the managers who are getting the work done or anyone. The complete transparency always helps to create this open culture, and then people feel more at home rather than it should not be working at office or anything. It always should be that you are at home. You should feel that, and that feeling comes one should keep a transparency on both ends. And this is, I think, also very much important to create an open culture in any organization.
So would like to give you an example, Priyank, here. For such instance, like you used to have annual appraisal system, right? So I think most of the companies annual appraisal. So for the year, people do wait for this annual evaluation and appraisal. But now, when the project teams are working on, this agile kind of things, HR has to again think over that. So now this annual appraisal system is no longer in place. Actually, if we are doing it, it's really, all the leaders should think about it. Please ask your HR team to work on it to have a robust kind of small goals oriented system. Should be a continuous feedback system, not an annual appraisal. It is not working. So here, you need the support of your leadership team, your business managers, your project team heads. So acceptability to them also is a challenge. We have implemented it, and I know how challenging it was. The only great thing was I belong to an organization where leadership supports change.
Yeah.
If anybody knows about this organization, actually, so every time, my CEO brings a lot of good ideas, new ideas. This is happening there. Why can't we do this here? So, which is not even seen here. So, we started a lot of things long back, and which is now coming in picture for everyone. So, that kind of this has been a challenging thing because the leadership supported, but down the line, the managers were not supporting. They thought that, okay, yaar, weekly karna padega kya, monthly karna padega kya review. So all those kind of
That giving the money also is a
साल में एक बार करना पड़ता था, अब तो continuous project पे करना पड़ेगा. So
Yes, acceptability. This is what I mean. Transparency. I mean, change is something transparent. के साथ में you really need to be. The acceptability should be at all the levels. If it is actually if it is not happening at one level, even definitely by the end of the day, it is going to be it is not in a good shape. By the end of the day, we have to we will be again creating something around it. That okay, fine, let's go back to the basics and then look for something else.
yeah,
Right, a sense of responsibility should be there in each and every one. This should not be spoken or this should not be asked by anyone. And a sense of responsibility should be inbuilt, and I think that will help everywhere.
That comes when the people actually think that they belong to the organization. When
Right,
they
right.
think that this is their organization, they will actually embrace it. When we see, okay,
Embrace it.
fine, we are bringing a new sofa at home. For example, if I say, I mean, the change is something that everybody should be happy with. It is not that one is and you like it or not like it. It is all about that if it is in interest of the most of the people, we really have to go by it.
So my next question is that, like, what benefits, I'll say, what benefits do you see in your organization with the implementation of those strategies actually? And this, I would like to ask first Sonal's view on this.
now this time I think Vikram should start because he's having at the
He's,
end
he's,
you're giving me answers. Let Vikram start.
he's eager to answer. He's looking like.
Okay, so I am going to be the first person to answer this. So this is
Yeah.
the difficult question, Sonal, for me to answer right now. Of course, not being from the HR perspective, but I'll try my best to talk about the benefits. See, by embracing the changes and acceptance, looking forward, by collecting the data points, hearing from all the perspectives. So of course, the first benefit we can see is reliability. The confidence of the employees gets higher and higher and higher when they have that transparency and the open culture, right? So we see the reliability among the employees first of all, and then we again see the engagement, the improvement in the engagement. Because why? Because now HR professionals, the business owners, the business partners coming together for bringing the positive culture in the organization, and we are engaging each and every individual of the company so that the level of engagement goes at the higher end. We see the reliability, we see the engagement. At the same time, we also see the collaboration. The benefit of being the agile in every aspect of the departments is to bring more collaborations. We are more collaborative. We are dealing with every entity of the organization. So to summarize, the benefits is the getting more collaboration from everyone, getting more engagement and the reliability, more confidence within the organization towards the organization in everybody's mindset. So that's all my views, I guess. These are the benefits which I can foresee by enabling the agile into the HR domain as well.
Yes, as these things are changing and these areas are changing now, teams are more into look. Everybody has got those communication tools to get in touch full time to with their people there who are working remotely and everything. So these are all the benefits that we have got from all those strategies which have changed over a period of time. These are benefits itself. People who are working, they are becoming leaders by themselves, like a group which is working like 5, 7 people, 10 people working in a particular team, there are automatically created the group leaders or project managers in their team itself. All of them are on a single same level, but still they choose themselves to be, take responsibility at their own and everything. So these are the benefits that we are getting after these strategies which are changed over a period of time. So I also I see these benefits as well, that people are nurturing themselves, they are gaining confidence, and they are becoming more and more productive, and they're trying to be more productive every time. And we are getting, as work from home things, these virtual things have also increased the productivity of people, because at once you are at ease at your home, then you can give obviously more hours to your learning, more hours to your performance and everything. So things are changing, and people, once they collaborate over calls and everything, so that you can one more thing, this uh, process thing has also been implemented in these days. This process is automatically coming in all the organizations. Now you have to follow it because the situations are like that. So this is also a benefit, that you're automatically learning these processes or scrum meetings, and everything is happening. Team meetings are happening. Uh, that performance, like that, those demos and everything which go online. So that process also people are investing those this process thing as well. So this is also one of the benefits of things which are getting changed.
I think I
Yes,
agree with Vikram and Lalit that think people are becoming more responsible, and things are coming more transparent, and I agree. As far from HR point of view, if I say, uh, I think that work from home is something that if I say, let's talk about absenteeism. This has been controlled drastically. Earlier, I always used to say that, okay, fine, there are sudden leaves, sudden things, though these things happen, but the kind of frequency of these things, it has drastically reduced. I have seen that earlier people used to say that, okay, fine, it's raining, how can I come to office, and we do not have a setup at home. But now everybody has a setup at home. So these strategies, I personally think that having a home office or office home, it is something there, and probably it is giving an edge to every industry, or probably IT industry basically, wherein people are more agile, or people are more responsible, and having all the setup at their home itself, wherein controlling. So I particularly see that all these strategies and all these things, these are the benefits I particularly see, that it is not giving that sort of loss to the organization which probably was earlier there. Over to you, Sonal.
So, heard everyone from you. Yeah, okay. So I see that attracting and retaining talent is something which has been a focus area of HR, right? And these strategies help us in doing that. Ultimately, you have to get in more engaged workforce. And believe me, flexibility is something. Trust your employees. See, employees, or we can say trust our people. You will have nothing to do actually then. Just give them that kind of trust. Don't look at their timings in, out, wherever they're working from, wherever they're working. They're having their own responsibilities. They're responsible people. They are the owners. So that feeling of ownership, responsibility, just pass on to them. You will see you need not to have so many processes also. This is what we have also done. So there is nothing which is required actually. Total flexibility. Give them complete trust. You see, you will have a more engaged workforce. You give them, your ears to see or to hear all their problems, right? Concern. So you can create some kind of teams, during this pandemic also, which can help them with their even healthcare needs, right? So come up with certain, if you don't have the GHI or term life insurance kind of facilities, please do that. So they should feel that, okay, this is a kind of organization which thinks about me. You will see that this attraction and retention and, a management problem will be quite, it will be fixed to some extent, definitely. Because again, the market is like that and people are like that, while hiring people is a challenge right now, again, with different kind of challenges. Earlier, we were so much. Can I speak? Do I have some time, Shalim? One area which
Take your time.
talk about the hiring and the resource needs. So again, the hiring practices have been changed. So hiring practices, how it has been changed. Earlier, we look for people son of soil, somebody who belongs to Rajasthan, somebody who belongs to Jaipur. The stability would be there. So now it is not there because companies, organizations are giving long-term work from home opportunities. You sitting here, can I join a company in London? Can I join a company in Bangalore? Anywhere. And you're sitting here. So that barrier is gone. So how to actually retain our talent? So that is again a big thing. But now the opportunity is that we can also hire people who are working remotely, and the project teams need to accept that. Earlier, there was again a barrier. So Lalit, you will agree to me that even the project managers think, "Arey, person वहां बैठा हुआ है, how will I collaborate?" Right? तो ये चीज रहती थी. अब वो चीज fixed. Somewhere it is now fixed. So we can go to hire talent from anywhere in the world. Again, there would be different challenges coming with them. It is not that easy also. So
It is all,
This is
and
what I
then
meant.
agile is again going to come in between.
again,
Agility.
means it is unending. It is unending. If I talk, I think we all can talk about HR. It is an unending kind of discussion.
Yes.
Right? So
Agreed.
having our strategies, for example, you have rightly said, Lalit, inducting a new employee. The joining experience is so good. The person should be overwhelmed. A joining kid coming to his home before his joining.
Yeah.
You'll think, wow, right? Then again, a connect with the leadership team, a T-Connect, right? Virtual, of course. So they on day one, they are giving you are giving them feeling that, okay, you're a part of us, right? So those kind of small things which can create a difference. So
And
those are
these
the
things give these things only, I keep on adding, and this is what keep people there to be being there in a particular, like employee retention also comes once these things are happening. Once you feel connected, then only there can be retention. Otherwise, there is IT industry. You know that it, switching and everything, that is very much seen there, but this retention, why people stay with you? Because as of like right now, I have a very high employee retention, and there is why, because we make them feel that they are completely connected with the company, and company is completely connected with them. And once these organizations adapt those things, that is definitely give you a feeling of long-term working and having the things done on time, with time, and everything. Yes, Sonika wanted to say something.
One more example I would like to quote. Sorry. So, like how to manage our resource needs, which are, we need the resource yesterday. So this is one thing. So one thing again, earlier companies were being competitive, right? Right now, companies are collaborating. If I am having some people on bench, why can't I give to you who actually is needing those kind of resources? So collaborating with each other. So this is happening, and I may reach out to you for those kind of help.
Yes, good.
Why not to collaborate? If we are having some companies having people on bench, and the other companies requiring those kind, let us collaborate. So
Right,
rather
definitely.
than
And these
rather
things are
than
increasing
competing,
nowadays.
yes, I
rather than
agree,
competing, yes.
Yeah,
So
rather
this
than
is
competing, let's come at a
Let's grow all
same
together.
page, and let's do it all together, right?
see
And
how
I
differently
guess,
we think actually. This
yeah,
matters.
and probably this pandemic has taught us like this only. This has
Yeah.
taught that, how we can. Earlier it was like that, okay, fine, that company, oh, let's do it this way. We need people from that company. Now let's have it from that company, but in other way.
Yeah. So I've already approached Lalit for the same.
Yeah, approach has changed completely. Approach has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, what do you
Yes, thank you so much, everybody. You touched all the point that should be touched actually, and everything is you came it in very broad way, and it is absolutely unbelievable, I'll say, because all the things that we are facing, all the things that we are doing right now in real time basis, you brought it out and you explain in better way, and people will really understand like how the things is going, how they can uh, take up the best advices and can implement in their own roles. All right. Okay. So now I would like to ask our next question. That is for I'll say the key HR factors, or I'll say the tips that surprisingly enhance employees' satisfaction, leading towards organization success. Okay. Now I want to ask here the again the Vikram's view on this point, because otherwise Sonal will say no, you don't want to answer
No,
it first. So
I
okay,
think that
Vikram.
even Lalit should get a chance to speak first. We all are speaking.
Yeah. Lalit, it's your time.
No, please take all the time. Please become, yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so I'll take the privilege to talk first again. Basically, I'll just summarize this question in two points which I want to share. First of all, like the tip for the HR is to keep encouraging the people to welcome change and adapt whenever needed. Right? So this is the one liner which I can give a tip for all the HR fraternity in the entire IT domain or in any of the organization. Keep encouraging the people to adapt the changes whenever needed. Secondly, of course, very much important. We all have about the pandemic and we have learned a lot. So learning alive even after the pandemic. Do not again and be stringent with their policies and the processes. We have learned agility, be agile after even after the pandemic. Maybe over to Lalit or Sonika or Sonal. Any
Yeah.
now?
Okay, tips to, for employee satisfaction and leading organizational success. I would say that communication and collaboration in team, within the team and with complete organization is the main thing that we all focus on. Because once being remotely working and being at remote, communication is the only thing which can take you to another level. Otherwise, if there is a communication break or a collaboration break, that will create huge barriers towards organizational success and everything. So these this particular thing, to make communication clear and to ask team to be more collaborative with each other, and in organization will be is the only thing we should focus on right now, because this is the mandate. What do you say, Sonal?
Yeah, absolutely. And see, to the leaders, definitely empower your HR. empower you, your HR to bring that change you actually wanted to bring in. And trust your people. See, if there are your team, you have to trust them. There would be 90% of people who are not going to, break your trust. There can be still 10%, but it is okay. It is okay to trust 100% of people. Let the 10% do whatever they want. Right. And yeah, I believe a totally an agile strategy of responsive employee engagement and delight, it will definitely act as a catalyst for bringing that kind of organization success and sustainability. So, we have to bring that change. First, we have to be agile. Then you can bring that change.
Okay. So in my view, if you ask that, what exactly one tip which you think, I personally think that people have different mindsets, they're coming from different cultures, they are from different backgrounds, they have emotions in them. So they are not machineries. They are basically, as I earlier also said, they are the heart and soul of any organization. So employee well-being, I personally think, is the one thing that even we should take care. From business point of view also, I mean, ultimately, if we have to achieve the business goals also, our employees should be in their best shape. So employee wellness is one thing which I personally think should be the one core tip we should be caring about, which is actually going to lead the success of the organization in any case.
Definitely, that gives the thing that we are talking about, that personal touch. This is definitely, once we think about employee well-being,
Yeah,
then
because
only
if they will not think that they belong to this organization and we are not taking care of, and look, financial goals, they are taking care of themselves. They are working for that. For their wellness also, they might be having their own medical policies and all that. But in case if we are taking care of their emotional well-being, say for example, if somebody is not well, I'm not talking about the employee, but in their family, if somebody is not well, and if we are least bothered about it, that we have nothing to do with it, you have to complete your work, probably the sense of belongingness won't be there. But in case if we say that, okay, fine, you first take care of your family member, and then, in your next call asking about the work, before that, if you are asking that, okay, fine, how's your that particular family member, the connection automatically it happens. You need not to establish anything, it automatically happens. This is what is my personal experience also.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, yes. Okay, so now I would like, the audience has raised a lot of questions here, so I would like to ask few of them. Okay, so my first question is that Santanu asked actually, can you give some example of policy change which are helping the organization agility? Whoever want to answer it, who can let me repeat the question again, actually.
Sonal would be the best person for listening that. Quote an example.
I think we all can answer, but I think I can answer this question. So there is not one of examples actually, but I think the time will not allow me to quote everything. But still, would like to give something that we have created totally flexible work culture. No attendance, no punching since long. So we need not, there is a attendance access machine, but the biometrics, but it is not used to capture the attendance. It is only the time sheet which works. I see, you have to deliver. Your deliverables are there till the time that there is no need of any attendance. So this is a big change which has been brought in. It's not now, it's already done. Again, when we are talking about these changes, so a lot of things were there that, okay, a leave application, how to do it, right? Because leave application is certainly which is needed, right? Because that much of discipline also should be there. So having it on your mobiles, you can access it. So you are having mobile applications to do that, right? So making the process very simple for them. Then again, as I said, that the performance appraisal system, which was, again, a legacy to have the annual appraisal system, now it is being changed to a goal based or a complete say a continuous feedback system. It's not that somebody is reviewing and everything. It's continuous feedback, whether it is good or some improvement is needed. So those kind of things are definitely there. And again, when this pandemic started, a lot of things we have started. So there is a COVID care team which is now working just for the well-being of people who need some help for themselves, for their families, with any kind of healthcare needs. The company is providing that help. The doctors are being if you want to go, there is a complete, if anybody wants to have that kind of stuff from me, I can share with that a complete guide, what to be done, which hospitals, what are the other quarantine centers, from where you can get oxygen cylinders, from where you can get even food for your family when in case if you are suffering. So all those things are there in the details are being provided by the help desk, and it is with everyone. The list of doctors who will be helping us on priority, so we all can empanel with some doctors for our people. Then of course every organization is doing certain health talks. Apart from this, what we have done, it's a good thing, our COVID survivors. So like we used to have talks from doctors, our people who have recovered successfully from COVID. So our COVID survivors have delivered a talk for all of them. So some new small things which can create that difference. Right now I'm talking about COVID or pandemic because that is around us. That is around us. Again, a policy which can help them in certain leaves. Why not to have them? We have done that also. We were not having the term life insurance before that. In a matter of 3 days when COVID started, we implemented that term life insurance. So
yeah,
that is something
definitely,
that
Sonal. Okay. Okay, no worries. So I think we have covered a lot of things. We have touched all these points in very, very detail, and really, it is. I think it was like very wonderful conversation, and we touched all the HR strategies, all the points that can be compatible with the agility and all these things from very versatile panel where we talk with the CEO, a very senior HR, a very senior project manager, I'll say. And thank you so much. And over to you, Priyank.
So thank you everybody for participating on the lunchtime. Hungry, starving. Thank you Sonal, Lalit, Shailendra, Vikram, and Sonika for your amazing perspective. I wish I would have been an HR as well. And I feel a lot that I need to learn now it in from a structured perspective. I always thought it is about understanding others, and I really experienced your perspective is on that dimension today. So thank you very much for sharing that amazing conversation. And
Sure.
Thank you, Priyank.
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you,
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.